What's up guys, Karotaka here, and today I'm here with another Digimon deck profile. Today we'll be going over the Gammamon deck from RB-01. With the new support, the deck is a lot more playable, and it's actually really fun deck building this deck because there's so many pieces that you can choose to run. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get right into the deck. Obviously there's a lot of Gammamon cards, so if you don't like some of the options that I'm running, you can definitely switch it out for whatever you like, but this is just like a rough guideline for people who are interested in building this deck. So for the starting Digitamas, we're running the 4 Goodymon from RB-01. This one has a similar effect as the Dorumon from the X antibody line. So what it does is whenever a source is added to this card, you can draw a card. So it helps you search for more cards, and there's a lot of ways to add sources to this to your Digimon. So quite easy to activate. So next, let's move on to level 6s. So first, we're running 4 of the Seriousmon. So this gives you a little bit of control. On evolution, you can pop something that is... you can put a card with Gammamon's name, or Gammamon's text, into your source, and then you'll be able to pop something with DP less than this card. And whenever a opponent's Digimon is deleted, then this card can unsuspend itself. So in itself, it doesn't look super strong, but you have to keep in mind that this card keeps all the Gammamon effects that you have in its source due to the level 5s. So for the level 6s, the level 6 we're running 3 of the Articusmon, or Artutusmon? Artutusmon? I don't know how to read his name. So basically, when Digivolving, you'll be able to grab a card with Gammamon in its text from your trash and shove it underneath its source, and then you'll be able to delete something that is a level lower than the card added, equal or less than this card's evolution source. So you'll be able to, if you have a lot in your source, then you'll be pop a lot, but yeah, it depends on how much you have. With the new hero and its own effect, you should be able to get quite a big stack, so popping a level 6 or 7 shouldn't be a problem. Next, on deletion, you'll be able to return one of your Digimon from your trash to your hand, and then you can trash a Seriousmon from your hand in order to play Proximamon without paying its memory cost. So the rough idea for this deck is just to cheat out your Proximamon as fast as possible, either by using just Digivolving normally, or by using this card's skill to cheat it out. So if you guys are wondering what Proximamon does, we're running 2. Actually debating running a 3rd one, or 2 is actually fine. You should be able to recycle it quite easily with your Articusmon, but 2 has been fine for me. So what this card does is all turns, once per turn, whenever a opponent's Digimon is deleted, you'll be able to play a level 4 or lower card from your trash without paying its cost, and then you'll be able to build your board more. And then the second skill is, at the end of your turn, once per turn, by placing one Digimon with Gammamon in its text from your hand or trash under this card as a source, you'll be able to delete one of your opponents with DP less than or equal to this Digimon's. So it's like a mini Dexmon, just because at the end of your turn, not your opponent's turn. So you'll be able to do a lot of field control with this card, and you can still build up quite a nice stack. And if you put it level 5, you'll be able to get all the Gammamon skills again. So that's the rough gist on how to play this deck. Next, let's move on to the level 5s. So we're running 4 of the new Kanawaismon. So this Kanawaismon lets you warp Digivolve in from a Gammamon. So its skill is, if your Gammamon has a Gammamon card in its source, you'll be able to Digivolve this card for 3 on top. So you're mostly you're just gonna be Digivolving using Hero to shove your card into your Gammamon source, and then you'll be able to warp into this one. So yeah, the new hero is very, very good. And second skill is this card just gains all of the effects from your Gammamon name cards. So it's Gammamon name cards, not Gammamon text. That would be too strong, but you still have a wide pool of cards to choose from. And then the hair skill is this card just gives all your Gammamon card name skills to your Digimon. So if you have this, you'll be able to give all your Gammamon name cards skills to this one. So we'll talk about how that works a bit later. But next we're running 4 of the Gammamon from BT10. So I'm running the Gammamon in this deck. I'm not running any of the other ones just because I don't really like the other ones. They're very niche, so depending on the meta in your current setting, you might want to switch around the ratios. But for me, I think going up aggressive is the way to go here. So we're running 4 of the Gammamon from B10 because you'll be able to attack with security check +1, and then if your opponent has anything on the board, you just Digivolve into this. You'll be able to pop their thing, and then you can unsuspend this card. So it'll set up for next turn either as a blocker if you have the source needed, or you can just prevent it from getting destroyed as easy. So there's that. That's all the level 5s. For the level 4s, we're running 4 Battle Gammamon. This is the one from RB-01. So this one has Raid, which is a really strong skill. And it also has the other ability is on evolution. If you don't have a hero on the field, you can play a hero from your hand without paying its cost. So very standard. We're running 4 of these just because you want to cheat your heroes out as soon as possible. So that, and also Raid is just a strong ability. Next, we are running 2 of the Battle Gammamon from BT8. This one has Blitz. Blitz is also obviously a very strong effect, so we're running 2 of them. And it actually works really well with this one as well. If you have this one in Source, you attack with this one, you do your electricity check and whatnot, and then you Digivolve into your Cirrus Mon afterwards. And since it'll gain the effect of the Battle Gammamon, you can unsuspend itself, and you can also do another attack if you want. So, quite strong. And then for the RB-01, we're also running the 2 what's his name? Weizen Gammamon. It has Pierce, or no, Weizen Gammamon. This is the one that gives a blocker. So again, if you don't want to do that Blitz combo, you can do the blocker combo, which just, again, resets itself, and then you have it as a blocker. Sorry. You have it as a blocker. So that is also very good. Obviously, you have to look at the situation. If your opponent has ways to get over blockers, then you definitely don't want to go into this one. But if your opponent has a deck that can't go over blockers, then you're in luck. And yeah. So next we are also running 1 Goose Gammamon. So Goose Gammamon from BT10 gives retaliation if you have a source with Gammamon. And on deletion, you'll be able to play a Gammamon from your trash without paying its cost as rest. So next we're also running 1 of the Goose Gammamon from RB-01. This one is at the end of attack, you'll be able to pop this Digimon. By popping this Digimon, you can pop something with DP less than this card. And the deletion skill is the same as the other Goose Gammamon. You'll be able to play a Gammamon from your trash for free in rest. So most likely you'll be playing the Searcher one so you can thin your deck out or get some more combo pieces. And the on deletion skill, the end of attack skill for this card is useful for some control. If you have something that you can't pop, or just too many cards on your opponent's board that you can't wipe with your Cirrus Mon, you can just use this to pop a few more and then just reset your Gammamon so that you can either have it Digivolve next turn, or if it's rested, it might probably die, but It'll give a target for your opponent to attack into. So, yeah. If you don't like this card, you can just run 2 of the Retaliation one. But I like having my options. Next, we're running the Wezen Gammamon with Piercing. Piercing is good, but there's always for this deck to just outright delete Digimon. So if you need it, then you can grab this one. But if you don't need it, you can just put something else in source instead. And next we're running 1 Chaos Gammamon. This one gives you evade. Again, you have to see what your opponent is playing. If your opponent has something with a lot of removal, then you might want to put this card in source instead. And if you're playing in a meta with heavy removal, mainly it's just deletion or just by battle deletion, then you might want to run more of these. If your meta is running a lot of Digivolve or DP deduction or bounce or other removal, then you might not want to run this one. But yeah, we're just running 1 of everything so we can cover our bases. Next, for the level 3s, we're running 4 of the new Gammamon from RB-01. On play, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck and then grab a Gammamon text card with Gammamon in its text, as well as a hero. So, if I didn't explain before, I don't think I did. Gammamon's text just means if it refers to Gammamon in any point of its card. So, for example, Siriusmon has Gammamon here, Gammamon there. So it has Gammamon in its text. Which everything in this deck does have Gammamon in its text. So yeah, should be able to fetch everything that you need. Yeah, everything in this deck has Gammamon in its text. Alright, next we're running 4 of the promo Gammamon. This was one that comes in the pair with the hero. It just gives you 2000 DP if you have hero on the board. So this card's really good just because it pumps up your numbers by a lot, and it helps you increase your DP destruction threshold. Because a lot of your Digimon, like this one, kill something with DP less than this card, and by just having this on the source, it increases from 11 to 13, which definitely helps you pop a lot higher. And it just helps you crash less if you blitz into your opponent. So, really good. Next, we're running 3 of the BT8 Gammamon. On your turn, if you play a Tamer, you can draw a card. And then the second effect is on attack. If you are 6k or above, you can pop something 3k or less. So, quite good. When this card's in source, you'll be able to draw just by playing hero, even if you are in your level 5 or 6s. So it's quite a good card to inherit. And we're also running 3 of the RB-01-006 Gammamon, which is also the book promo Gammamon from before. This one lets you attack your opponent's active Digimon if you have a Tamer on the board. So it's quite good. It lets you remove some high priority targets on the board. Next, we're running 3 hero. That's the memory center from BT8. You can run this at 2 if you want, but 3, I think 3 is a bit more important for me, just because I want the DP increase, and setting memory is kind of important for this deck, just to help you extend your turns a bit more. But if you don't want to run it, or you want to run it at less, then that's totally understandable. Or if you want, even if you want to run the one that came with this one that gives you extra security check, you can. I'm currently only running 3 of these, and then 4 of the hero from RB-01. I think this one's actually more important. This one, at the start of main phase, you'll be able to put a Gammamon card into one of your card sources, and then you can get 1 memory and draw 1. So obviously, if you have more in your, if you have a lot on your field, you'll be able to get a lot of memory as well as a lot of draws. And the second skill is whenever a Gammamon text card digivolves, you rest its Tamer to give it plus 2000 DP. So again, it's another way to increase your DP threshold. So overall very good. The deck works very well with itself. I think the main problem this deck has is just removal, but you should be able to build your boards back up quite easily. This deck is very easy to bounce back just because of the Warp Digivolve Voice Gammamon. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck, guys. It's a really fun deck to play, and it's actually one of my favorite decks to play right now. Call it new deck syndrome or whatever, but honestly, the new decks from this set are just all really fun to play. So yeah, definitely we'll post a Digimon and Amphimon deck soon. But that's pretty much it for the deck profile, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to support the channel, feel free to use the links down below. But this is Karataku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!